It is Monday, January 27th, 2025. It's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And manure patties are piling up, but I think yesterday around here I saw like the perfect patty. But as you can see, if it was there, it's gone. Of course, I don't know exactly where it was in the row. I just remember seeing a perfect patty that was beautiful. And I'm like, where are the cows getting protein from? I can't figure it out. Let's take a look at what they did to the hay. And thinking tomorrow morning I move them and maybe I'll give them some protein supplement because the manure patties are piling up. There you go, look at that. That's like a brand new calf. My goodness. Yeah, they've gone a little bit too far on their protein starvation diet. A lot of manure here in this row. I guess that makes sense. One of them has a scours, I guess, because there's a... She was dropping it while she was walking. You know. Anyway. Well, let's look at the hay. This is hay I rolled out on Sunday afternoon, evening. And I'll just walk down the hay. We'll look at the cows together. This is actually a really good view. I think this is this is 19. She's in pretty good condition. I don't see any ribs. The ridge on her back, I can see a little bit of the ridge. There's a little tiny bit of a hollow at the tail. But otherwise, she's in pretty dang good condition. This is number 10, and she's in awesome condition. She looks like number 21 used to look. Thank you for getting in the sunlight like that. You can see her left triangle's filled in. No ribs at all. I don't see the happy lines. There's lines that will form horizontally when the cows are super fat. But her brisket there, you can see a big fold of fat on the brisket there, which is characteristic of the Brahman breed. But those little hip bones are just not poking out at all. This is the calf that was born in 2021, untagged. She gave me a cow this year, her calf this year. And she's in decent condition. A little bit hollow in the back there, but I don't see ribs. Could just be the fur, you know. Here's Metal Tag. Metal Tag was also a pretty good cow. Yeah, that's a pretty decent manure patty there. That's pretty good actually. Triangles filled in. You can see the ridge a little bit. Just not a lot of fat. In other places, tail could use some more fat too. Let's continue here. Here's one of the half Charolais. Her tag came out. You can see there's a hole in her ear. Hi, you're friendly to me today? She's doing really well. No ribs. That ridge is starting to disappear. If she puts on a little more fat, it'll be gone. The hip bones, although they're not like round, they are not really poking through the flesh. And the tail's pretty well filled in, but it could use some more fat there too. Let's look at number 14 here. She was also born in 2021. And this is the right side, so you can't really tell by the triangle. Is that some kind of wound there? No, that's just mud. A little bit of the ribs are showing. Not too bad overall, though. Here's number 20. Friendly 20. Not the corriente 20. And you can see a little bit of the ribs. The ridge on the back is very pronounced. There's yellow. She's doing actually really good for a longhorn. They tend to not put fat on at all. Who is this? This is number 11. Okay. Number 11, how you doing? She's doing really well. That ridge is almost gone. Yeah, condition is really good on those cows. Red could use a little more fat, but again, the longhorn, she's not going to put on fat even if I force fed her. You can see the ridge, hip bones. The tail needs a little more flesh there. You know, otherwise looking really good. Red's looking really good. Speck. Yeah, she could use some more fat. And there's Brownie. Hi, Brownie. Brownie's doing really well. Corrientes tend to do really well. They're small frame size, plus their aggressive grazing habits. The only problem with the corrientes, they're not very big, and they don't put a lot of flesh on. So there's number 6. She's doing okay. I can see the bumps on the ridge. That's not a good sign. Number 48 and young 20. Let's get on the left side of 20. That's the right side. Let's get on the left side. How y'all doing? Her belly's full. She could use a little more fat. 20 gave birth a little earlier than I wanted her to. I wasn't expecting her to give birth this year, but she and the calf are just fine. So a little young. I think she was 22 months or something like that when she gave birth. Don't know who this guy, I think this is number 4 that lost her tag a long time ago. She was also born back in 2021. She's doing just fine. Look at that. That's a good cow. You might be one that I keep for a little longer. As long as you give me a calf. Looking really good. This is 413. I bought her as a calf. She was born, I think, in March of 2021. I bought her in June. I think she's Yellow's calf. I'm not really sure who her mama was. But she's a little skinny. I didn't do right for this animal. I wasn't really I didn't understand what I was looking for when I was feeding him. I didn't quite give him enough food, and the drought certainly didn't help. So unfortunately, she's a casualty of my inexperience. Number 44. This is one that I decided to keep. Raises a steer. You can see there that manure patty's looking really good. And then this is number 40. The other one I decided to keep as a steer. I should go put these guys down with the bulls, but their mamas would complain. Let's get on your left side. Oh, that's a good angle to look at her, at his condition. So I don't know that I kept the best calves as steer, but I kept good calves. I was thinking my eye isn't that great. This is Patches, the one that kept getting out all the time, but she seems to be doing a better job of staying in now that there's hay, and her condition is pretty good. I don't think she's given me a calf yet. She is a little over 2 years old now. And here's Blue. Blue's super friendly. How you doing, Blue? How you doing? You're slobbering. You want more of that food, don't you? Like, give me some more cattle cubes. I brought some alfalfa cubes out. I was feeling bad for the sheep, and I thought, maybe I give them a little feed. And I did some research on what to feed the sheep to supplement the hay, and the answer is, nah, just give them grass. They'll figure it out. Alfalfa is good too. It's high in protein, so I bought some alfalfa cubes, and I've been feeding them. And this is Blackie. Blackie, I can see the ribs on. So Blackie's condition isn't that great. So all in all, the cows are doing really well in their condition. I have no complaints about their condition. Some of them could be doing better, but they certainly aren't doing as bad as they were doing in past years. And the sheep are all out here. I fed them a bunch of cattle cubes, and they just ate that all up. They were super excited for those cattle cubes. It's a little bit bigger than their mouth can handle, but they nibble at it, and they break them apart. You can see one sheep. Let me zoom in there. You can see she's playing with a cattle cube that's been rounded off. So yeah, just good all around. The sheep are looking fat. A lot of them are very fat. Lambs are doing great. Look at those lambs. Look at those guys. Look at the condition they have. They're already developing fat. There was one sheep here. She was a little bit lethargic, so I trimmed her toes. And then she got up and started walking around. She didn't really resist me. But also, she decided she really liked the cattle cubes. That sheep right there. Let me zoom in on her. Look at her front hoof there. I need to trim that. She is uncomfortable. Is that the one that lost her ear? No. So there's a couple that I want to catch. I think if I feed them, it'll be easier to catch them. So I'm going to bring a habit of once or twice a day coming out here and throwing cattle cubes at them. Alfalfa cattle cubes. Look at these lambs. Oh my goodness, they're so cute. She had a little bit of hay on her head. It's so fun to watch them run and jump. So this hay, they're not going to be able to eat all this hay. This is going to be for the cows tomorrow. And then I'll roll out a bale of hay tomorrow for the sheep. And so they'll get a fresh bale of hay. The cows will get the old bale of hay. And then, you know, I might have to keep them here a little longer. They're not going to be able to eat all this hay. I just don't know how to time it. You need to unroll half a bale. You give half to the sheep, half to the cows. So, yellow, your end is red. And that concerns me, but because you should be pregnant. But you did that last year too, and you gave me a calf, so I'm not too concerned about it. You having a good time there? All right, guys, have a great day. Take care and bye-bye.